Ladies and gentlemen, you probably turned on Destiny 2 today and you're like, man, I can't wait to go play Ghost of the Deep. Well, Bungie wanted to time gate this event. Right of the Nine is confirmed now that it's going to be Spire for a few weeks and then turning over to the next dungeon probably in the next 2 weeks. I don't know why Bungie didn't want to tell anybody. They didn't say anything in the TWID. They kind of just gate kept it a little bit. And trust me, chat is furious. People are furious. They're kind of just like, why didn't they tell us? We're going to be positive in this video and we're going to talk about stuff. And I'm actually going to pull chat up on screen here. But I just wanted to go over some details first. This isn't a negative video. I just want to know, like, if you're hyping player base up for this cool event, which Spire the Watcher was dope, that's fine. But you might notice something this week. It literally has attrition. So no one wants to do ultimatum run with attrition on. Kind of annoying. Anyways, let's talk about this. So right here, this is the Heresy Act 2 live stream, and they talk about Right of the Nine. Listen to what he says.
You can see off in the distance.
He's going to backpedal it a little bit.
Brave/reckless guardian runs off into the horizon. You can see, there we go.
It's a death button intrepid one at that. So
you can see the Spire of the Watcher tower off in the distance.
Here it comes.
It's indicating that during the week that we have this set for, Spire is the featured dungeon. So there's going to be one of these 3 dungeons featured during each week of the event.
Each week of the event.
Sort of rolling basis.
okay, yeah.
Rolling basis.
So we're
So we thought
your face as well.
it's going to rotate, but that's not the case at all. So there was some stuff to do this week. I just finished the run. I just finished the quest. There was a sidearm quest, and then there was an exotic selection quest where you just needed to complete a full run. And I was able to select the Navigator, the Heritage of Needs bow from the dungeon, the Spire of the Watcher exotic bow, and the Galahorn Catalyst. We got everybody on chat now. I just wanted to have a good yap session and talk about this. I don't understand why Bungie gate kept this. You know, like, it all starts back with Waitgate, and it starts with other problems that the Bungie and the community has had, trust issues. You know, I really feel like the trust issues just keep going down and down and down because they didn't tell anybody. Like, a lot, I had to keep my mouth shut. People were coming into chat like, Clyde, what's going on? What dungeon is it going to be? And I couldn't say anything. And I really thought that Bungie would even talk about it in the TWID last week. Like, hey, you're going to be on a rotator. You're going to be on rotating dungeons, but you're not going to get to do any of the content until 2 weeks from now. Okay. Word on the street is that Ghost of the Deep or Prophecy will be the next dungeon, obviously, but it will not be for 2 more weeks. So when you sign into the game, it's going to say new quests available. Continue your conquest. The Spire the Watcher dungeon quests are now available for a dungeon exotic and a holofoil version of the sidearm. So that's pretty much what it tells you when you sign on. I just really don't understand why, because again, this doesn't have to cater to me at all as a content creator. I don't care what Bungie does, because no matter what, I'm still going to be playing their game and I'm going to be making content on it. But man, oh man, does this just look bad for the community, because they just felt baited. Like, as soon as reset hit and people realized it was Spire, people were like, dude, I feel so betrayed. Like, why are they lying? Why aren't they telling us what's going on? This is a huge L. And it's just encouraging people to not turn on the game now, because they're like, well, dude, I did everything last week. I don't need to do stuff this week. Secondly, if that's how they want to space out their dungeons and have you guys do Spire the Watcher now and then the next one and then the next one, are they just trying to get players to sign on to boost those numbers leading up to the new DLC? We really don't know. We were kind of wondering about their trust issues with this Edge of Fate announcement. They waited a really long time to announce everything 2 months before the release. Some people are, you know, mad about the raid date change. People were used to raiding on Friday. Now it's Saturday. Again, I know I'm getting off topic here, but I'm just talking here, you know, like, we need the communication more. You know, I'm trying to be positive about this, but sometimes I just feel like it's really hard. I'm going to let chat kind of just go off here. Can you just give me your honest opinion of what you guys felt like when you turned on the game at reset, or you saw me playing at reset? You know what? Okay, so we're seeing makes you want to turn it off, betrayed, disappointing, not surprised, right gate, kind of bummed out. So let's pause those right now. Let's pause those responses real quick. So let me talk about why people might feel this way. The Destiny community, what's the number one thing you guys always struggle with? Keeping friends playing the game, finding communities to do the end game with. And maybe, just maybe, people were signing in last week and they're like, oh man, this new dungeon's out. It's Spire the Watcher. I really don't need anything from it, but I'm gonna go play ultimatum mode because I want to see what Not Swap's about, and I want want to get prepped for day one content next season. They found some people to play with. They're gaming. They get stuff done. And then this week they go, oh man, back to the drawing board. We got nothing to do this week. That's how I feel. You know, I literally feel that why couldn't they announce something? Bungie just announced the Destiny 2 creator Discord in the TWID last week. It's not a secret anymore. And I was in there. I was trying to go to bat and I was commenting. I'm like, are they going to say anything? Are they going to tell the community? I'm asking questions in there like, can I talk about this? No answer. And I get it. They don't want to say anything. There was supposed to be a whole competition going on with the streamers. We were supposed to be collecting shinies and it was never even talked about because we didn't want to talk about this event because we were waiting on Bungie. So I didn't say a word because I don't want to break any secrets or anything. I just waited for today because as soon as I turned on the game and I seen Spire the Watcher, I'm like, here we go. And again, I don't think this is like as bad as everyone's going to seem it is. They're going to be like, oh my God, screw this game. The content's not bad. Like I was having fun helping people nonstop all week with Spire the Watcher and just letting people feel like, hey, I'm beating endgame and they're getting that excitement. We've been having a lot of fun. But now people are like, who cares? Like, dude, attrition's this week on Ultimatum. Who wants to run Spire the Watcher with attrition on it? But that's a double down, in my opinion. You know, this whole session of me sitting here yapping, it just keeps me always going back to Bungie doesn't appreciate our time. They don't appreciate your gaming time. It all started with the wait gate. I put in 45 plus hours of farming for that GL that didn't exist because of wait gate. You know, I grinded for Court of Blades and Nether and all this, and Court of Blades, I've dropped a video on that. That loot was terrible. And then like they time gated this whole episode because remember episode 2? They didn't time gate anything and they let us do everything at once, and they didn't like how the player numbers went up and down, up and down. They didn't like that. So they were like, hey, this new episode that we're playing right now, we're going to time gate everything. They won't even let you hit level 5 in the slab. They wanted you to wait. They're like, hey, level 5 cap this week. We'll see you in a few weeks so you can hit level 8. Then guess what? Sign in again and hit level 15 and go do Borrow Diag Catalyst and lose your brain cells. Although that was a really good quest. I mean, I do want to point out real quick. I'm going to pause chat real quick. This means nothing. All this back here means nothing. You can't even attune a weapon because the dungeon isn't out yet. So you're just doing this for no reason. I was just stacking these up for the prophecy weapons because I want my auto rifle and my shotgun. And then that chest up there doesn't even open this week. So it's like a one-time pull, you know? I want to know why it was kept a secret. Again, they're probably getting a lot of heat on Twitter right now and other stuff, but we all know that that's just a hateful app. This whole yap session isn't about being negative. I'm just being realistic here. And I don't think I've said anything bad so far. It's just spitting facts. I really don't think that Bungie's going to read all the hate and they're going to tweet some and be like, yo, our bad, blah, blah. You know, they're probably going to do that, but why couldn't they do that beforehand and prep people? I think it's a numbers game. They didn't want people to just not do it. They wanted people to play last week and then this week just find out on their own. If they would have said months ago that Right of the Nine was time gated, people wouldn't have cared. So back to chat. Can we get some more feelings? Can we get some more feelings out of you? Business comes first. You're right. Some of us miss Pantheon. Okay, W Bungie, I see you. Should have been a week 4 thing. I agree. It definitely should have been a rotator because people are burned out on Spire, like Baby J said. I think people are disappointed. Yeah, they could have just done a dungeon node, chat. It could have just been Spire and then it could have been Ghost or something, so you could just click on, you know, multiple. No one cares about the weapons after this week. Yeah, I played the clip. I played the clip of them saying it's changing each week and they did not say anything. But if you roll back that clip, okay,
Fire of the Watcher tower off in the distance.
Yeah.
That's indicating that.
Watch how he
during the week that
backpedals.
we have this set for,
He like talks under his
Spire
breath.
is the featured dungeon. So there's going to be one of these 3 dungeons featured during each week of the event on a sort of rolling basis.
Rolling.
We're obviously
Rolling.
familiar face as well.
You know, yeah, rolling, huh? Yeah. So that's what the weird part was. But again, I can't believe Bungie would do this. Again, this isn't me being negative. I just want to point that out. I've been having a lot of fun with this dungeon. I just think that Bungie just should tell the community on why they did that, because I mean, again, people are mad. Like, it's a firestorm. I mean, I had 900 plus people in here at reset. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, why? And why keep it such a secret? This was just an event to give us a hope of not like Pantheon, but like Into the Light. It was supposed to bring hype to people getting prepped for Edge of Fate. Now you've just encouraged the player base to not even pay attention to these dungeons until there's a new one, because people don't care about Spire. If you didn't get your clear last week, I'm sure you can get some help and get your clear now. But who wants to do attrition? Like, who wants to go, like, it's harder this week. It has attrition. Who wants to deal with that? So that's where it's kind of weird to me. It'd be different if we could just go farm those weapons and you could get other weapons right now, but there's no point. By the way, I do want to point this out because I've seen it. There are cheaters that are loading people into Prophecy and Ghost of the Deep to get these new weapons. Stop doing that. If you join on them, you have a chance of getting banned. Don't be a stupid idiot, okay? You gotta use your brain here. Don't be cheating. I've seen screenshots. It's like, dude, why are you bragging about getting guns that aren't in the game yet? So if you load into someone and they're a little sus, back out. But yeah, closing thoughts. It sucks. I've been having fun helping people with Spire the Watcher. And, obviously I'll have to do a little bit of helps this week just so I can, have something to do. But I just feel like Bungie should have told people from the get-go. It shouldn't have been time gated like this. It honestly should have just been on a rotator or, Spire and then the next dungeon's available so people could go back and do Spire this week if they want. Like, let the community farm at their own pace. If people want to farm something in Destiny 2, let them farm it. Stop gating them on their playtime and forcing people to play at certain times of the week. Just wanted to give my opinion. I don't mean to offend anybody. I love this game, but man, I just feel like this ain't it. See you guys in the next one.